Imagine you arrive at a massive corporate headquarters. You tap your badge. The doors unlock. You're inside. Now imagine that same badge also opens the CEO's office, the payroll department, the server room, and the vault containing customer data. You were authenticated, but the building completely failed at authorization. And that's exactly how some digital systems get compromised. You can have strong passwords, you can have multi-factor authentication, you can have biometric login, and still give the wrong person access to the wrong data, because there's a security decision that happens after you log in, and most beginners never learn to separate these two systems. Here's the simple version. Authentication asks, who are you? Your password, your security key, your fingerprint, your authentication app. These are ways of proving your identity. Authorization asks, are you allowed to do this? Can you read this file? Can you delete this database? Can you approve this payment? Can you access another employee's records? Those are authorization decisions. Zero Trust guidance explicitly treats authentication and authorization as discrete functions rather than one single security decision. Think of it as two gates. Gate 1, prove who you are. Gate 2, prove you have permission. And here's where things get dangerous. Passing Gate 1 does not automatically mean you should pass Gate 2. Let's follow a normal login. You open a company application. You enter your username and password. Maybe you approve an MFA notification. The identity system verifies your credentials. If successful, the application now knows this request is coming from Alice. That's authentication. But Alice could be a junior employee, a finance manager, a system administrator, or the CEO. The identity is known. The permissions still need to be determined. This is where systems use things like roles, policies, attributes, groups, and access control rules. For example, Alice might be authenticated as Alice. Her role might be sales representative. Her permissions might allow her to view customer records, create sales opportunities, update her own accounts, but not delete customers, change payroll, create administrators, download the entire company database. Authentication identifies Alice. Authorization defines Alice's boundaries. Now let's make this practical. Suppose Alice requests get/customers/4821. The application doesn't just need to ask, is Alice logged in? It needs to ask, is Alice allowed to access customer 4821? That's a completely different question. And this distinction creates some of the most important vulnerabilities in modern applications. OWASP specifically warns that an authenticated user may still be able to access another user's resources when object-level authorization checks are missing. This can lead to unauthorized viewing, modification, or deletion of sensitive information. Imagine Alice changes that number from 4821 to 4822, and suddenly she can see Bob's private customer record. She didn't hack the password. She didn't bypass MFA. She was already authenticated. The failure happened at Gate 2. Authentication worked perfectly. Authorization failed completely. So what does good authorization actually require? First, least privilege. Give an identity only the permissions required to perform its job. Second, deny by default. If something isn't explicitly allowed, it should normally be denied. Third, check authorization on every relevant request. Don't assume that because someone can access one customer record, they can access every customer record. OWASP recommends least privilege, deny by default policies, and authorization checks for every request. And this becomes even more important as companies move into cloud environments. Because today, the office isn't one building. It's SaaS applications, cloud databases, AP is virtual machines, containers, mobile devices, remote employees, and thousands of identities. The number of doors keeps exploding. Let's follow one realistic workflow. You're an employee using a cloud business application. You authenticate with your identity provider. Maybe you use a password plus MFA. The application receives an authenticated session or token. Then you request an API. The API identifies you. It identifies the resource you're requesting. It identifies the action you're attempting, and then an authorization policy makes the decision: allow or deny. For example, user Alice can read customer records where Alice is assigned as the account owner. That's much more powerful than simply saying Alice is logged in. And notice something important. The authorization decision can depend on more than your identity. Security isn't about opening the door. It's about controlling every door that comes after it. The first door opens, every door after that determines what you're allowed to do. Authentication identifies you. Authorization controls your power. Thanks for watching. Stay secure, stay curious, and keep learning.